So today's topic was adding a layer.
Okay.
This is just something that I simplify everything with this concept. And you basically can contribute this to anything that you do in life, anything whatsoever. If you're going to the gym, you break your muscle down to build your muscle back up a little bit. It's adding a layer. Kind of the way I picture it is like, even if like you take a piece of masking tape and you put a piece of masking tape on a table, that's one layer. Put another piece of masking tape on it, that's another layer. Put another piece of masking tape on it, that's another layer. And if you do that long enough, you'll have a block of masking tape, a little wall of masking tape that you built off the top of your table. And it's adding layers of accomplishments, one on top of another, on top of another, on top of another. Each one of them is thin and inconsequential and probably doesn't even take a lot of effort. But after you have an accumulation of layers on top of layers on top of layers on top of layers, then you have something that you can look back on and really be proud of something that you've achieved. If you're talking about, I think we're talking about the running thing. So I started running the beginning of this week, and I don't like running. I'm just running because I've want fucking abs, whatever. I ran, I don't know, maybe a quarter mile, then I had to walk like a city block. Then I ran another quarter mile, then I had to walk like a city block. This morning, I'm 5 days into the running portion of it. This morning I ran straight half a mile without stopping. Okay. And it really wasn't even that difficult. But all it was just taking that initial initiative to at least go out there and run the quarter mile, then walk. Run the quarter mile, then walk. Even if you just get outside your front door and walk to the end of the fucking block and you hadn't done that previously, that's a layer. And maybe the next day you walk around the block and come back. I don't know where anybody's necessarily at. And this goes with anything and everything. When it comes to like trying to build up a network and this is like, I didn't even realize how important a network is. I had no idea even how to build a network, even though I've been a part of a massive network for a long time. I didn't even realize it. But calling people, just getting a list of of people like probate lawyers or other real estate investors and stuff like that, and just taking the initiative to add a layer of, I'm going to call 5 of these motherfuckers today, regardless what the conversation happens. Regardless what conversation happens. And one of the crazy things too is it's always the shit that you don't want to do that winds up turning out to be the most fruitful. Like I was watching Jeff Cavalier, the Athlete X guy. He's like, dude, you have to do the exercises in the gym that you don't want to fucking do. He's like, those are the ones that are the most productive ones. Like legs, abs. Those are the two that I freaking hate. And now I'm doing legs. I got legs peppered in every
my two favorites.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I love them.
Well, fuck, dude. Keep them going then. Maybe you need to shift. Then
I do.
You need to do the other ones that you fucking don't like to do.
Shoulders. Yeah. But it's funny you're talking about the like walk out of the house thing. I used to have a buddy that I worked with at my first job, and he was super, super skinny. Like, I'm a pretty skinny person too, and I even thought he was like way overly skinny. And I was like, dude, you need to put on some weight. He's like, no, I'm never putting on weight again in my life. And he showed me a picture of what he used to look like. He was like 280 something pounds. I was like, dude, how'd you lose all this weight? It's like, I started by just walking. He would just walk around his block, come back, and walk around his block again. Then he's like, before you knew it, a month later, I was walking faster on my block. And then I was jogging around my block. And then I was running around my block. Didn't even like really change his diet or anything. Just started adding more to his walk every time. Adding a little bit more. And before you know it, he's down like 150 pounds. You know, it's like, it's insane. Just changing something got him over that hump of where he never thought he could be. Probably depression at that point when you're like 85 pounds.
Dude, I imagine.
Yeah.
And I think all of us face ourselves all the time. Like we all have levels. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and literally I go through levels of self-doubt, insecurity, all kinds of stuff all the time. And I think a lot of people that know me would find that, potentially find that hard to believe. But the reality of it is we're fucking here in our way all the fucking time. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the ways that we get out of our way is by adding a layer. And what you're talking about, like you walk around the block once and then the next day maybe or week or whatever decides to walk a little bit further, and that's a layer. Add a fucking another layer. Add another layer. If you're in the electrical business, or if you're an electrician and you're working on jobs and you already know how to do all these fucking other things and you know how to do them great, but you're afraid to step over here into another thing, do it. Yeah. Step into a leadership role. If you get offered another leadership role that's maybe even way further beyond what you've already done, like foreman to superintendent level or something like that, don't sit there and think that it's something that you don't want to do when you haven't tried to do it yet. You have to add that layer. And once you add that layer, you might never come back to a foreman level. You might stay at a superintendent level. This is based off of a conversation I've had with somebody just recently. And
to me, the best example of, well, adding a layer is, if you want to look at the most successful people, without a doubt, at what they do, they are the best in the world in their industry. That's the professional athlete. And they're always talking about adding something to their game. They're already really good at shooting, they're already really good at passing, but they want to add defense or this or that, you know? They're always adding something. And these are the most successful people at what they do, without a doubt. We don't have that necessarily in the business world. It's not like, oh, I know I'm the best in the world. Because you don't have a comparison. These are the most competitive people in the world, and they're constantly adding a layer to themselves, adding a layer to their game. So if these people are adding layers constantly, why are you not adding layers constantly? These are the best in the world, and they have to keep adding layers to their game. We need to add layers to ours.
Well, I mean, you're taking it from the extreme, and I think there's a lot of people out there that get up, do their routine in the morning, go to their job, come home, crack a beer, whatever they're doing, and don't do anything different today than they did yesterday, and they maintain that model for years, decades, and then sit there and feel sorry for themselves that they can't achieve what other people are achieving. Or like you could like even have a conversation with somebody like that where they're actually pissed off that Sam Walton is it Walton or Wall? What's
the Walton family?
Yeah,
Walmart, yeah.
Is so fucking wealthy and holds so much wealth. Well, because he's been fucking adding layers from every direction, and then they compound. They start to compound over time. Mm-hmm. And if you're not doing anything to improve yourself, you have no right to talk shit about anybody that is.
Sure.
And you could sit there and be envious of somebody that is. You could sit there and look at these really super wealthy people and the cars that they drive or whatever the houses cruise through North Scottsdale. Some of those neighborhoods are pretty freaking sick, and be jealous of what they have. But there's no reason for you to be jealous, because all you have to do is start.
Yeah.
No matter what it is that you're doing right now, you started somewhere. At one point in time in your life, you couldn't even fucking crawl.
Yeah.
Now you fucking can run, but you don't, you know?
Yeah, I use the athlete particularly because these are, like you said, maybe they hate Sam Walton, but athletes are, I'm not going to say everyone looks up to him, but a lot of people look up to these guys.
Well, I know
these are people that
people talk shit about their salaries when this dude like gets bought over, when he gets signed over here and his salary's like that motherfucker got a $15 million yearly contract. Fuck that. You know what I mean? It's like
the reality of that though is the guy that owns the team is making way more than that. They're just getting their cut.
Because the guy that owned the team understands the fucking compounding layer effect.
Exactly.
Each one of those team members is a layer that's putting layers on themselves, and then the fucking the media attention on them is another layer, and it goes across the entire spectrum. Like layers isn't just necessarily actions. It's what you possess, what you've achieved your compounding efforts, your network is, so like if I had a network of 2 people, I would only have leverage to go so far. Whereas if I have a network of 5 people, I can go further. And that's just a matter of what's the difference between having a network of 2 people and having a network of 5 people? 3 more phone calls?
Yeah.
Like it's really insane how easy it is to move forward fast and figure out how to scale that. Obviously things get complicated. Obviously we all hit walls. Obviously we all get stuck. But literally just think about that. Like the difference between having 2 fucking millionaires in your network and having 5 millionaires in your network is what? You made 3 more fucking phone calls. Potentially. I know I'm simplifying this, but that's literally what it is. And the difference between somebody that's in good shape and freaking ripped and chicks look at them all the time and they get attention when they take their shirt off, and the person that won't take their shirt off, the difference between those two is one of them continues to add layers and one of them just jealous the other one that makes those little teeny accomplishments on a regular basis. And that's what it is in the gym, dude. I'm hanging out with my friend Tony and his little brother Ivan. His little brother, they're 21. They're both going to be competing, and they're going to try to compete in the men's classic bodybuilding division in August. They look insane. And he's like, yeah, I was talking to him and it's like, yeah, we've been lazy a little bit, kind of let ourselves go. And what he means by that is they didn't go to the gym for 3 days.
Yeah.
So they're there adding a layer every single fucking day.
Yeah.
Like these are the dudes that, like, you could put a hazmat suit on the motherfuckers and they look yoked as fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
Like, dude, I could see your fucking quads through the hazmat suit. Like, and that's all little achievements over time. That's one more meal.
For years.
One more high calorie meal. One more freaking curl. One more fucking shoulder press.
Yeah.
One more layer. Each action is a layer.
And I think that's a key part of it too, is just they never stop. They never get that contentment where they're not adding another layer. Where they're not.
And this is the thing that's interesting, is it becomes an addiction. Like you need to be, like you get yourself to the point where you have to go to the gym. Mm-hmm. You have to go get a pump. You have to see the veins pop out of your body. Like you have to do that to feel good. When we started the 3 days in the gym in February, I was just going in there and just kind of curling a couple weights, super light, super easy. And I considered that a success, because we weren't talking about getting your heart rate to a certain point. We weren't talking about certain time in the gym. We were literally just talking about, it's not the gym necessarily, it was just exercise 3 times a week. That's all we had. That's all that mechanism was. Now, once we get to a certain point where I know that my tendons are strong, that I have a comfort level in the gym, I was actually starting to push past the 3 days. When I would go in there initially, and I'd only go in there sometimes for 15 minutes. Now, last night when I was in the gym, I didn't even freaking notice, but I was in there for fucking 2 hours. I was just all about it. Like everything that I was doing, getting stronger and stronger, stepping on to doing ab workouts, and I'm doing like high level ab workouts, not just some crunches and shit like that. And I'm not just doing some knee raises, I'm doing the shit where you try to get your feet all the way up like that, just doing reps like that. And then I'm trying to get to the point where I can do the rotate one like that. Yeah. And do sets like that, super advanced ab. But it's just those little layers. You have to get to that point, you have to start somewhere. And it's I know that there's people that would look at me and go, dude, you're already like lean, you're already in good shape. No, I mean, if I don't do anything, my joints start hurting, I get weak. I was out there struggling, benching fucking 145 on each side of the bar, and now I'm significantly lifting way freaking more than that. But it's all about time in, you know what I mean? And we're about that 3 times in the gym thing is about to expire, right? July 15th, I think.
Something like that.
July 12th or July 15th.
Within that week, yeah.
But we'll probably put something else in there similar. Going into the next 6 months, probably another level. And
I'm gonna start that Athlete Next program.
You are? That's cool. That dude's freaking insane.
I'm out of my house.
I gotta take notes when I watch that dude. I'm like, what the fuck did he say? I'm like, okay, yeah, That's a cool looking exercise. I'm just gonna add that one. Damn.
Dude, he's smart.
Yeah, he is
Super,
insanely
super
smart.
But I'm out of my house on the 28th now, so get a full gym membership at that point and just kill it.
Absolutely.
'Cause he makes a diet plan for you too. I've been doing good with the intermittent fasting thing, losing weight, but now it's time to start putting on weight.
Yeah, you still gotta fucking pull abs out.
Nah, that's easy. That's the easy part.
I'm scared for myself, dude. And let's see. I don't want to lose. I haven't lost one yet. And what I want to do is I want to get to the point where I look like I can compete in the men's physique division in bodybuilding. I don't care about competing as a bodybuilder. I have but it's always something for my whole life. Not just necessarily that division, but that's the division. It's the lower, smaller. You just look like a freaking nice underwear model. I want to get to that level of physique, and I'm 43 years old now. I was looking at I saw this. I think it was a Facebook thing where this old guy, bald head, gray hair, glasses. Like if you cut off his head, he looks freaking 70, right? And they're like 70 years old. He's just fucking just jacked. And then there was another picture of this old man like all hunched over like this, like you could see he has to use a cane to move around and all this and all that. 70 years old. Now the difference between those two guys is probably a little bit of steroids, but people fucking make it more than it should be anyways. Sure. It's stupid as shit because once you turn 40 years old, your testosterone production level drops down to like what is it 30, or it could drop down below 300 nanoliters per deciliter or something like that.
It's 1 to 1.5 or 0.5 on your ITD or EP.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
That'd be testosterone, and
but you're supposed to be up around the 800 level, and you'll start producing down at the 300 level.
Yeah.
And anyways, the difference between those two guys is one continued to fucking add layers, and one just succumbed to his circumstances. And I think a lot of people out there should really fucking think about, if you are just fucking succumbing to your circumstances, if you are just going day to day and you're going, man, I wish I was fucking wealthy, man, I wish I had that boat, or man, I wish I was fucking buff like that dude, or stop fucking wishing about it and start fucking adding a layer. Shit, if you just start today and you just like walk around your block and you don't do that again for another 3 days, those are still 2 fucking good layers.
Sure.
You know what I mean? If you decide today to start just going to the gym, or start eating better, or stop drinking fucking as much, or stop drinking altogether, those are fucking layers. You don't achieve anything by fucking wishing you had something. That means fucking nothing. You don't get what you wish for, you get what you work for. Period. Fucking period. And I assure you that anything that you receive in life, any wealth or any genetic advantage or any of that shit, whatever you just get handed to you and you don't have to work for it, you squander the shit out of it. It's just fucking human nature. It is absolutely human nature. Mm-hmm. I put up a post the other day. I was just trying to get people to like kind of think a little bit, because I heard this this guy was saying, I forget who it was that said it. He was saying, okay, if somebody gave you had the choice of the baddest, most sick ass fucking car, truck, van, whatever the fuck you want, the sickest thing on the planet, money's not even an object, whatever it is that you want, fuck, it could even have like alien fucking technology and shit on that fucking thing, and you decided what you wanted. We gave you that one fucking car, all the bells and whistles on it. But the catch was, you don't get another car as long as you live. That's the only car that you'll ever get. The only one. Would you take care of that car?
Huh?
Fuck yeah, you would, dude. You'd be out there buffing that motherfucker, cleaning it up, this and that, this and that. That's literally what your fucking body is. And everybody squanders their fucking body, everybody squanders their mind, everybody squanders their spirit. And you literally have the baddest fucking technology on the fucking planet, and you squander it on a fucking daily basis. I'm not saying that I'm not guilty of this. I've done this myself, and I'm just like, I was addicted to meth for fucking a decade and a half. Fuck it, I've squandered fucking most of my existence on it. Well, not most of it, but a good chunk of it is fucking depressing. I don't want to think about it. But the thing about it is like a lot of people will sit there and fucking, I'm not talking shit about people that build hot rods or rock crawlers or have cool ass fucking hobbies, whatever. I'm not talking shit about it. But I was like thinking about it. I was like, why is it that we will squander the shit out of our fucking bodies, our minds, and our fucking spirit? Just fucking, it's just whatever. It's because it was fucking handed to us, for one. That's when we were just talking about that being human nature. But we'll sit here and focus intently, detail after detail, and spend money and exert efforts outside of away from ourselves to be able to obtain the money to buy this fucking cool little piece to put on my fucking remote controlled jet airplane and put that on there. And what I fucking realized is the other reasons people will squander their fucking, their mind, their body, and their spirit, and not focus on building those three elements on a constant basis, and they'll focus on this fucking toy, is because this doesn't fucking hurt.
Absolutely.
All this shit has the potential to fucking hurt. It hurts to fucking, right now, I suck at fucking running, dude. It hurts to fucking run a mile.
So do I.
I can't even run a fucking mile yet. You know, it hurts to figure out what the fuck is holding you back psychologically, like just from spiritual elements of shit that's happened to you in your life. It hurts to fucking overcome that. Mm-hmm. Doesn't hurt to fucking sit here and work on a fucking toy. Get a new grill for my fucking truck. Get a fucking new exhaust on my truck. That don't fucking do a fucking thing for you. Sure. Whereas what if you wound up working on yourself, and you had a high level of confidence in every fucking thing you do. Obviously you're gonna have self-doubt. You're gonna have days that you don't feel like you're really worthy. Wish you didn't say things that you said, whatever the fuck, it doesn't even matter. But you build this fucking machine, you pay attention to this machine, you wax, buff, and add parts to this fucking machine. All these other machines are like fucking pennies falling out of your pocket. You no longer have to strive to do this shit. This could just be like fucking, and you might even wind up finding out that this fucking machine out here that you've been neglecting your entire fucking life, that you refuse to fucking add layers to, but you're adding layers to this fucking toy. This is really what you wanted to focus on to begin with. But you never even gave yourself a chance to fucking see that.
Yeah, that's good. And I mean, I think that if you're focusing on that machine, that's where it comes in, where when you're focusing on that, how you said it hurts, whatever you're leveraging against that, when you're adding those layers, has to hurt more for you to get into that element. And that's why the system works so well. Is because now you're adding an element of more pain on something else, so that's not as big of a hurt to you anymore.
I'm not sure I'm understanding.
So you've said before how you have to, whatever your goal is, what you're using against it as your mechanism, or if you're putting up a certain amount of money, whatever it is that you're putting up has to hurt you more than the actual accomplishment.
Yes.
So now you're saying, if you want to work on this machine, it's going to hurt.
Yeah, it is.
So you have to leverage something against it that's going to hurt you more. And that's why it's been so successful for you, for me, that we haven't actually failed on any of these accomplishments yet.
And you know what? If we do, it's okay. I don't want to fail on shit. But obviously losing $500 is going to fucking suck if I don't have abs. But you know what's going to suck even more? Like as you move into it, as you leverage money towards you obtaining your goal, like it's more like, I'm not going to fucking have the fucking abs if I don't succeed. The money is just another piece on top of it. Mm-hmm. And it starts becoming once you start moving towards a goal, start adding layers towards a goal. Obviously, there's so many fucking things out there. Get rich quick, open up a marketing company. You can fucking be making $5,000. Here's what I made on my fucking first day. That's all. It's such bullshit. It's such fucking bullshit. And like, you have to actually ask the context of that. So like, oh, your first day of what? Starting this one marketing company? After you'd already fucking studied for a fucking year and worked your ass off, fucking failing over and over and over and over and over again. Now you have the ability to go into a commercial and bullshit people and say, here, this is what I made on my first day on this company. You know what I mean? Like making you think that it's going to be an easy fucking task. Nothing is a fucking easy task. There's no such thing as fucking get rich quick. If you are looking at potentially doing any kind of like real estate seminars or something like that, I assure you right now, your best play into learning real estate is start fucking calling people that do real estate. There will be people that will talk to you. Absolutely. You don't need to fucking waste money on shit, because that's the one thing that you can't fucking buy is you can't buy tenacity. You can't buy grit. You can't buy the will to add a layer. Everything requires adding fucking layers. Nobody can buy layers. I had a friend, he's a fucking sick ass drummer, good at playing guitar, and I was like talking to him about, hey, so like your guitar, like you can play freaking guitar good, right? And you started out going bing, 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 now you're, you know, like however he's playing it. You get there over time, adding one thing on top of another, on top of another. That's just the way it works. People can go out and buy a fucking guitar. I got fucking guitars over there. I can't play at the level that he plays at, and he didn't even own a fucking guitar. I don't know if he does now, but at the time, I don't think he did. He was a drummer that just played with other people's shit and actually developed a high skill level at it. You can't buy layers. You have to do layers. And money-wise, it's fucking free. But doing it wise, you just have to make it happen.
Yeah.
Simple shit.
I think we need to put the no results without action shirt up here, dude.
Yeah, probably, huh?
It just needs to be in our background.
Yeah, actually, I need to do that.
We need to get it up there.
But I guess it's time to go to work.
Yeah.